Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for the season finale, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Sweet 16. Listen, we got to get into some things. Watching the episode, I was feeling like Phaedra is guilty. Now the streets is talking and they saying she innocent. We're going to get into all of the things plus more. Before we do, be sure to drop down in the comments if you enjoy this type of content. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, let me know you stopped by. I did say I was thinking about leaving YouTube, but I said I wanted to finish out Real Housewives of Atlanta. So if we can get the views up, the likes up, and all the things before the reunion comes, if I'm remonetized by the time we get to that last reunion, that may be here. But the clock is ticking, so I need y'all help. It's free 99, okay? And everybody who supports me, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all down. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now let's go ahead and get into it. So we start off with Portia and her sister Lauren, and they go to Phaedra to get assistance with cousin Londy's funeral. I feel like maybe I would let Phaedra help me with funeral planning because, you know, she's good at what she does when it comes to that. But she doesn't really, I don't know. I feel like this is just a job for her. So, you know, maybe the empathy and like the compassion is lacking. But I feel like she's just doing her job. So, I mean, if she can get the job done, then maybe I would go to her. I didn't like that when Portia was like, oh, yeah, we met with, I don't know if it was a funeral director or somebody from the church. They met with somebody. And Phaedra was like, oh, isn't he cute? And it's like, girl, read the room. Somebody just passed away. Like, excuse, what? That's low even for Phaedra. Anywho, Lauren was on the phone with Londy when she passed, and that's tough. That's tough. May Londy rest in peace. She was very young. It's very unfortunate. So Angela visits her therapist / marriage counselor, I'm assuming. She said that her and Charles go see the lady. I guess they see her separately, together, all the things. I feel like if I'm going for my own individual therapy, I don't want you going to my same lady. Like, I want my person to be my person. And we can have a person we see together. But when I'm going for myself, I want my person to be for me. Maybe I'm just stingy like Kelly in that way. I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling territorial. I want my therapist to be mine. But anyway, Angela said her investment properties are causing a rift in her marriage. Charles is sick and tired of dishing out money on these houses that nobody is buying. Like, nobody wants these homes. I don't blame them, actually. Girl, didn't nobody tell you to go buy like 5 to 7 houses at one time? Why would you do that? Like, I just never understood. Maybe she just wanted to have something to do for the show. You didn't need like all those rental or investment properties at once. That was just, but okay. So, and I think that she should turn them into rental properties. If they're not selling, before you let them go into foreclosure, rent them out. You may be getting your money slowly on the back end, but it'll come in the long run. I'd rather rent them out than to just let them go like that. But I mean, I guess they can't afford a shot. I don't know. So Angela mentions that man who showed up last week at Kelly's event accusing Charles of cheating, and how her old feelings of lack of trust kind of came back up because they've gone through this before. And so, you know, it's like kind of brought back those old feelings that she used to have. But she's like, I don't know, she's trying to convince us, herself, the therapist. She's like, I trust my husband. I trust my husband. Do you? Should you? From what the streets are saying. I don't know. That's not for me to decide. I know one thing. Angela ain't leaving. She's not ready to walk. She don't want to leave. She don't care. So what's the point of telling her? Like, let her be, you know, let her live in bliss. She don't want to know. Keep it to yourself. Even if it's true, if it's not true, then why y'all starting stuff? If it is true, and I wouldn't put it past them, let her go around not knowing. She doesn't want to know. You're not doing her any favors. You're just starting mess. Whew, I had a cough, y'all. I'm back. I'm okay. Thanks for asking. Anyway, and I wash it down with ginger ale because that'll do it, right? But anywho, so that man was just looking for a moment, in my opinion. That's what it was giving. And we all have an idea of who's behind this. I know the streets are saying one thing. I don't know. We'll get into it later on. Stay tuned. So we get to Shamea's singing event. It was like a full-blown concert. Like, I didn't realize she had so many songs, backup dancers, backup singers. I didn't know all of that was going on. It's nice to see Gerald in person and not in FaceTime. Hey, Gerald. So Drew criticizes Shamea singing. Let's not forget, Shamea was down to the radio station in her cut-off short jeans, tearing Drew down. Drew didn't even have anything to do with nothing. Like, somebody mentioned Drew's name and she couldn't wait to tear her up on that radio station. So I ain't mad at Drew. It's fair game at this point. You talked about me on your radio station, so I'm going to critique you and criticize you at your show. Next. Phaedra calls Broke Edie and Kelly the fake freaking frack because there's some tension between them. All y'all fake. But, I guess that's neither here nor there. So Shamea, she put on the show, honey. Okay? Like I said, it was all types of stuff going on. I said, okay. Am I at the Shamea concert or the Chris Brown tour? I don't know. But all right. Okay. The budget is budgeting. Broke had the nerve to say that Shamea's voice could use some work. And while she does have a point, because it was a little shaky at some points, Broke, what is your talent? Like, what are you talented at? Like, what do you do? What do you got going on? Okay, because the Bear and Naked still ain't up and running, but okay. So afterwards, the ladies gather to chat backstage, and Angela and Charles are having a fundraiser, their annual foundation where they give back meals. So, looking for donations, I guess. I don't know. They're doing the whole thing, but it's an annual foundation. Great to hear. It's late. Glad to hear that they're giving back. Especially for the needy children, for the elderly. And y'all know Charles, I seen Charles in them pictures look like he was cooking, and y'all know Charles can cook. So I'm here for it. We ain't giving no little lunch meals and no sandwich meat. We giving good hearty meals to the people, okay? So Drew it wasn't random, I forgot how it came up, but she asked Kelly how many followers she has on social media. And Kelly said 150K. And Broke said that girl got fake followers. She grew 80,000 overnight. And Kelly was like, okay, it's good to know you're stalking my page. Like, what? Okay. I got a lot to think about this. Because on one hand, Broke, why are you clocking Kelly? Why are you clocking her? Like, I think it's kind of weird that you even watch her that hard. On the other hand, Kelly, that is suspicious. I just got to call a thing a thing. Now, I got into it with a hater, another YouTuber, a long time ago. This ain't the only time. This is one of the few rare occasions I had some kind of YouTube spats. And she insinuated on a shady video that basically like I had bought my subs or something like that because of the views and the subs and match. I only have 4,000 subs. So it's not like I got 40,000 or anything like that. And that's just not the case. I absolutely did not ever do that. Okay. And now I'm demonetized. So baby, it wouldn't have been worth the money. But anyway, I always say I had a viral short. It had over 1 million views. I took it down because of the demonetization, because I don't know if the short is what caused me to get demonetized. So I just took my shorts down. But that was what helped grow my subscribers. So I've always mentioned that. But, when I did get monetized and when I did start having shorts, I felt like I got shadow banned. My watch hours went down drastically after that. So it's like you can get shadow banned. You can have things that affect you being in the algorithm, even on Instagram or any other platforms where you're not getting the views. So it looks like it doesn't match your subs. But I will say Kelly could be shadow banned, or she could have just paid for subs. I don't know. They could be fake followers, But Angela tried to reel them in and told them to make sure that they tell their followers to donate. Okay, how about that? And Kelly said, well, you better say the amount. Because, you know, some people don't know how much to give. Baby, I hollered, okay? One ply of toilet paper ain't going to do this time, bro. So, Shamea pulled broke Britt to the side later on after everybody started leaving. She called her out because when she invited Cynthia and Portia to her Airbnb, she told them that she was reading the text messages that Portia and Shamea were sending and all that, and Shamea was talking about her. So she called her out and was like, you was talking about me to Portia, and you know she don't like that. She wants to complain about Portia behind her back in peace and don't want to get back. But that never happens. I wish she would stop doing it. So Broke Britt stood on it and said Shamea has been talking ish about Portia behind her back. And this ain't the first time, so I believe her. I believe her. It sounded legit to me. Shamea said Broke is jealous of her friendship with Kelly. And two things can be true at the same time. I mean, I believe that Broke may be jealous that Shamea is growing a close friendship with Kelly. And Shamea also has showed text messages and talked about Portia behind her back. I mean, it's like they're not interchangeable. Like both can be true. So Broke mentions that Shamea may have been exaggerating about Shiloh's situation because she was partying it up in Miami when they had got back from Grenada. Now, a lot of people, and even later on, Shamea said she mentioned my child. People saying she talked about the child. Broke didn't talk about the child. She talked about the parent. She talked about the parent. But in this situation, because I'm all for people, you know, because they be mixing up the two. It's like you can't even say, oh, you have a child without you talking about my child. No, I'm talking about you as a parent. But in this situation, Broke, there was no need, no rhyme, no reason for you to mention that baby or that situation or that at all. That ain't have nothing to do with nothing. And I think that's part of the reason why she didn't show to the reunion. There was no need for you to bring up that situation. Whatever Shamea decided when she got back, Shiloh was fine. She wanted to stay in Miami. That is her business, not yours. That was not your place and not your space, girl. Ugh, tacky. So Shamea, she told Broke to keep her clothes on. She's like, finally got your clothes on for once. Called this lady a pill popper. And Broke mentioned that Shamea has alleged infidelity. And Shamea said, she said, they've been accusing me of infidelity since Broke's cat was a kitten. And that was a long, long time ago. But all I got to say is, well, Shamea, well, did she lie? I didn't hear no denying. I didn't hear that's not true. I mean, was Broke lying or no? I mean, because it's an old read, but if it's valid, it's still valid, okay? Because we know that Broke is a fan. So we see a quick scene of Broke and her husband. They rent out the PJ, the private jet. You know, the private jet just be sitting there for rent when you could just walk in there. Ain't moving, ain't flying nowhere. They're not about to driving around or nothing. It just sits stationary in that one spot. So you can come in there and take pictures. But they was acting like they was about to buy something. We know y'all can't afford it. Like, you ain't got to put on airs. Enough is enough. You don't got to do this. You can't afford it. Y'all already was at the car dealership wasting time. And now this, just filling up scenes. Like, just, anyway. Girl, after you just donated one ply toilet paper. So Drew and Ralph film a scene that really I could have done without. But, okay. A part of me still thinks that they did legitimately file for divorce, but I think that they did it for a storyline. I feel like they want to keep a storyline to keep drawing the show by any means. I think they just did this because we know on Memorial Day or whatever holiday it was, they was up there feeding each other and cooking in the kitchen together. No divorce nowhere. They still living in the same house. But all this... So the kids are in Chicago with Drew's mom. And I know mama is stressed with that little girl jumping off that couch. But okay. And basically Ralph was like, you know, how did we get here? Okay. Shout out to Deborah Cox. How did we get here? Because you are awful, Ralph. I thought you knew. Like, this isn't new news. But okay. I mean, this was really underwhelming. But then he was saying, oh, the judge has a court order on me that I can't even see my kids Monday through Friday. I can't take them to school. And Drew was like, you can simply walk up the steps and see them whenever you want. I'm not going to stop you from coming up the steps to see them. I don't know, girl. Get into writing because you are dealing with a textbook narcissist from what we can see. Okay? I would get into writing, but I feel like he be coming up them steps and them cameras leave anyway. But that's neither here nor there. That's just my thoughts. So we see Phaedra with her made-for-TV boy toy, Shay Shay. What did he call something else on Married to Medicine? I thought he was called something else. What Shay Shay or shit? Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi sound like you're talking about a dog. I like the name he had before. I don't like this one. So a producer asks if Phaedra Low-Class Parks would ever remarry. And she said if it was to Eve's husband. Why would it be to Eve's husband who she's currently married to? Why would you say to Eve's husband? Not if he got money like Eve's husband, or if he looked like Eve's husband, or somebody like Eve's husband, or just leave Eve's husband out of it. You know, if the coin is right, you know, maybe if he vanilla like I like, she could have said anything. If he's Eve's husband, Eve, don't you bring Phaedra around, never ever. Are there no single and available men to, I know Slim Pickens in Atlanta, but girl. So anywho, Broke Britt's mom has officially moved in their house. Why she would sell her home, move out of there, and move into Broke Britt's temporary rental, I don't know. Because she only ran there for filming purposes. Like, if she don't got no year lease or nothing on it. Like, is that what you want to do, mama? I mean, okay. And I just feel like I know Britt, Broke Edie, said that her mama was moving in because they planning on having a baby or whatever she said earlier in the season. And we ain't see no plans on her talking. We ain't see her talking to no surrogate. We ain't see nothing about that at all. Let's dig into that. Why her and Shamea could have been looking at surrogates together. That's what she's doing. Like, but okay. I just feel like it's really a mystery why mama really moved in there, because I don't think that's it. When the baby, we actually conceive a baby and the baby on the way or the baby is here, then mama can move in and not a minute before, because otherwise it's just y'all just doing stuff. But anyhow, Mike and Britt's family come together to meet for the first time. And I know she said she got married around the panorama. Panorama aside, how have y'all been married for years? It's been 4 or 5 years now. And the families never met. Like, that is strange. Like, nobody had Thanksgiving dinner or nothing. Like, y'all live in the same city. It's not like they live across country or something. Like, how did this happen? But okay. So it's time for the Oakley Foundation. Charles and Cynthia, they low-key look good posing together. I know it's strictly platonic, nothing going on there. You know, I ain't trying to imply nothing. But, you know, if he wasn't with Angela, he would have looked good with Cynthia. He looks good with Angela too, though. Obviously, because that's his wife. But anyway, so why Shamea walked in dressed like Little Red Riding Hood? Why you got that hood on your head? Where's Kelly's stylist that Shamea was borrowing? Because enough is enough. Enough is a bedazzled hoodie. Why? I like Portia's dress, though. Angela is late to her own party. Even Charles don't know why. He's like, where is my wife? Cynthia, like, where's your wife? He's like, I know, right? Like, where is she? Like, no, where is she, though? Okay. So, meanwhile, she on FaceTime with always on CP time, Drew Sidora, discussing them meeting up with that nobody who wanted a moment. So back at the event, Broke E told Portia that Shamea is still upset with her because she exposed that she had read the text messages between Shamea and Portia. And Portia was like, well, how did she find out? Like, who said that? Like, who told her? And it was Cynthia. And Cynthia was like, look, I ain't want to get in the middle of no mess. Wouldn't have been no mess to get in the middle of if you just shut up. But Cynthia just doing what she does best. But girl, you really didn't have to say nothing, girl. You didn't need to run it back. You could have left it alone and just been like, I'm staying out of it. But no, you started the mess. But okay. So, excuse me. I told you I had a ginger ale. Angela arrives and she gives recognition and honor to Portia and her cousin Londi for, her work in the community. I see Londi. Like, okay, you want to acknowledge her, especially since she just recently passed, and that's great. And I think Portia could have accepted on her behalf. But why are we giving recognition to Portia as well? What has Portia been doing? She won't even sell her own satin sheets. She don't even wear her own hairline. I know she's really not out there in the community being this activist, but okay. She had a little temporary run where she was pretending, but that's in the past. So backstage, Portia has a moment, understandably so, because of cousin Londi. And Shamea says in her confessional that she doesn't want to lose their friendship. And then she started rambling on and on. I want to know what the producers asked her, because it was just like, wow. Like, because in this given, Shamea is making a moment about herself, but it seemed like they asked her something, and it just took up a lot of time. But anyway, you want the friendship, Shamea? Because you keep complaining about her buying her back. So, allegedly. So why do you want the friendship so bad? Like, at least you should be, I'm with broke. Why can't you tell your best friend that you have an issue? What's that about? But okay, I digress. So Angela is cracking down, trying to figure out who put Marcus or Matthew or whatever his name is, up to us spreading that rumor about her husband. Child, it was the streets. So first she was like, maybe it was Kelly, because it was her event and she opened it to the public, so maybe it was Kelly. And I think that's valid. Like, that's legitimate thinking. I would have Kelly as one of my potential suspects as well. Then she was like, well, maybe it was Broke E that did it because, Broke Britt, we've had tension in the past, especially when I said she had miles on her mouth. Could have been her. Broke was like, girl, I have a fake alleged marriage. I'm only doing this. I'm a married woman. Why would I do that? Because, girl, what you got to have beef for somebody. You ain't got nothing else going on. So then Angela was like, she brought Michael or whatever his name is to the group. And right when she was about to have her moment, here comes Charles busting up the whole scene, talking about you need to get out of here, get your behind out of here. I'm about to escort you out of here myself. Like, wait a minute now. He tried to throw the man out. And I was with Portia at first, like, girl, this man spread the rumor about your husband and you brought him here. Why? You could have told us whatever you had to tell us without bringing him. We didn't need to hear from the horse's mouth, but okay. But they say Charles, a.k.a. the enforcer, was about to, enforce some things. And I think rightfully so. He knows this man disrespecting him, caused potential issues in his marriage, whatever. Why is this man in my establishment at my foundation? This is a Charles Oakley foundation. And then she was like, chill, like, I got this. Like, I'm doing something. Trust me. He was like, I don't trust nothing. And I said, the cracks are showing in this marriage. She should have told Charles what she was planning to do so he wouldn't be caught off guard. But okay. So the man basically said that Phaedra put him up to it. And surprise, surprise. Who's surprised? Raise your hand if you're surprised. Not me. Not I. Given Phaedra's history, and maybe that's why the streets are saying, okay, but Phaedra really innocent, because it's easy to kind of blame Phaedra to be the one who would have done such things because of her history. We would easily believe it when really low-key whole time Charles actually is a cheater. I don't know. But in this moment, I feel like it was Phaedra until somebody prove otherwise. So I'm going to just go with that. I'm going to go with that for the sake of the scene. That man said Phony Feifei is a godfather of Atlanta. I said, ooh, is she? Now, I don't think Phaedra is giving mob ties, but I think she could have paid him off to go tell that story. The producers bought her back for a reason, and she's been lackluster. We don't know nothing about her business. She has nothing else going on. She just makes unfunny, shady comments because nobody wrote her reads. So she had to come back and do something. So, I wouldn't have put it past her she was behind this. If she didn't, I'm like, okay. If she did, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going to just say that. So apparently their mutual connection is Junebug from Athens. And I'm like, that could be literally anybody. Okay, go off. And Portia was like, this is a scheme that Ty set up, okay? Period. I just feel like it was starting to get real acting like Shamea was like, oh, it's giving Tubi like Jusadora or something like that. Or maybe I thought I heard that. I feel like Tyler Perry, come out from round back. It's okay to make your cameo now, okay? And scene. Cut. So Angela feels like, okay, Phaedra definitely did this because she's jealous of her marriage and, she got a ring. Angela, that's where you lost me. Excuse me, what? That is where you lost me. Like, I was with you, and then whoa. Wrong road. How did we get over here? How did we get over here? What are you talking about? Child, Phaedra don't want your cheating husband, girl. Alleged cheating husband. She don't want. And then she constantly says, she said numerous times she does not want to remarry. So I don't think she's jealous because she just wants to be married. Like, I know Angela, it's her first marriage and she's still, in wedded bliss. She's still acting like a newlywed. It's like, I'm married, you're not. Like, girl, that is that's some bragging rights that only you care about. Like, Phaedra's already been there, done that. Like, okay, it's just, I know it's exciting to be like, I got the ring and you don't, but girl, that's really not a dig. Like, okay, and now you can't sleep at night and you talking to your therapist when Charles is cheating on you again. It's just not the flex you think it is, girl. But I don't think that's the case for Phaedra. I think she's content not being married. But I think Phaedra did do this because she's malicious and messy and potentially likes to stir up drama. She claims she wouldn't mess up her second chance, but I think that's why the producers gave her a second chance, because they clearly have a hand in this, in my opinion. So supposedly Phaedra called Angela. She said this in her confessional. Or maybe she said this to her. I can't remember. I never forgot. I watched this hours ago. But she said that Phaedra supposedly called her and gave her the name. After that event, Phaedra called and was like, you know what? I do know him. Marcus from such and such Atkins related to Junebug. I know him. So she was like, okay, girl, your slip is showing. Like, you done told him yourself. Because how you know him and why you telling me about it? Phaedra, yeah, if you did do that, girl, you done gave it away. Because Angela's smart. She can put 2 and 2 together. Sorry. Now, Phaedra calls Angela out for researching her. Or, she was like, I don't, be researching. Y'all don't know you. But then you mentioned that she's going through foreclosure. Well, how did you know that? How did you have that ready to, let off? Like, you was ready to empty the clip and let that out. You had that sitting in your back pocket, ready to let it be known that she has it for foreclosure. She has homes for foreclosure. Angela was like, and so that's not no secret. Like, girl, Ian. Okay. And the sky is blue. Next. But the fact that Phaedra knows that she only was filming for 10 days is saying a lot. Which is why she shouldn't be in the opening credits. But anyway. So, Phaedra, you were snooping, obviously. Angela asked Phaedra if she lets Apollo see their kids. Now, Angela, I know that, they've been coming at your marriage. So I ain't gonna act like, this was just out of thin air. Like, oh, well, I feel like when you come for mine, then, yours is off limits. Like, it's fair game. But you didn't have to mention nothing about Apollo seeing those kids. Like, that didn't have nothing to do. The foreclosure thing, okay, but you talking about, does Apollo see his kids? Like, y'all are just getting low. Like, what did that even have to do? Why did you even think of that to mention that? But okay. And she's like, you're such a bad person. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, have you heard something that would make you have said that? Like, why would you just come out of nowhere and say that? Okay. So, Shamea and Kelly, they in a confessional saying they think Broke did it. They think Broke Edie is behind this. And see, Broke, that's what you get, because when Angela first said Phaedra's name, he was like, oh no, Phaedra wouldn't do this. Oh, it's definitely not her. How do you know? Well, why you feel so strong about this? This ain't even got nothing to do with you. Or does it? Okay, girl. That's what you get. But I doubt Broke was paying anybody to do that. She don't. Charlie had Cashapp $250. And she was spread thin, having to move things around, and I don't think she had no extra money to be giving somebody else to spread a horrible sounding rumor. Like, so bad that even if it's true, it doesn't sound believable. So, Portia feels like Angela set this up for herself. Angela doesn't need a moment, Portia. You do. You ain't got nothing going on. I don't really think Angela would make herself look this bad to have a moment that she had to go to great lengths to set this up for herself. Like, girl, hush. So we get to the end and we getting into the updates. Kelly is officially divorced and she plans on opening her second Nana's Waffles location in summer 2025. Y'all let me know if it's open because I don't follow Kelly and I ain't hear nothing. Shamea and Broke argue, and Shamea said Broke accused her of faking her child's illness. And she did say something along them lines. I mean, she may have been paraphrasing. It was something like that. She was insinuating it, if nothing else. Because Broke was like, I didn't say that. I said she was partying in Miami, like right after. But why would you mention that she was partying in Miami? What were you trying to say? You said that to say what? Exactly. So Shamea mentioned Broke threatening to pull out weapons and pow-pows to other castmates. Where was this energy in the moment when it happened way back when? No sense in bringing it up now when you didn't want to show it back then. Or was it because of this potential alleged lawsuit, Bravo? Because what was the reason? Y'all didn't care about Kenya before. Had you nipped that in the bud way back when and fire broke that night, we wouldn't even be here. Trying to save a little coin and now look at you. But anyway. So Broke Edie's update is that she wants to open another insurance agency and Bare and Naked. I don't see either opening. Matter of fact, let's go to her Instagram. I'm just going to take a quick little peek because I want to see if Broke's Bare and Naked line has dropped. Because she said it was going to drop in July. And here is July 2nd. Now, she didn't say what day in July. She just said July. Still says July 2025. I guess she's talking about July 31st. Okay, moving on. Drew has a career high with her album having success, but her divorce is nowhere in sight. Child, I forgot Drew was there. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be honest. I forgot Drew was there. Drew, you cannot be this boring and with such intense fellowship going on. Girl, you may be gone next season. The only reason why she might be saved is because Broke quit before she got fired. I don't know. But of course, the divorce is nowhere in sight. Girl, just at this point, make it work with Ralph. At this point, I don't even care no more. Because goodness, y'all got too many holes in y'all story anyway for me. Shamea's, her update is that Shiloh is making progress, and her and Gerald have another surrogate for a baby boy. What happened to the surrogate y'all had? Because she looked like she really needed the money. So where'd she go? I hope she, is successful in her future endeavors. But anyway, Shamea released her single. Have y'all listened to it? I haven't. I still ain't listened to Drew's album, but I heard that was good. Phaedra don't got no real updates. Next, Angela sold 3 homes but lost 2. Girl, that was a loss. Don't ever do that again. She wants to move on to selling fans. And I'm like, you talking about electric fans? Like, ooh, it's so hot outside. Let me pull my fan to cool down. Or you pulling out them boots on the ground fans? Talking about where them fans at? Why fans? Like, she just be doing stuff. Like, I don't. Okay. Her and Charles will never renew their vows, and girl, just be glad he even took the vows with you to begin with. At this point, now Portia, 5 months later, we see her in that house. We're gonna be in the house a year from now. Who knows? Maybe we the people don't care no more. We don't care no more. We don't care to see her walking around that house with, mind you, this was 5 months later from when they filmed that. So this was Christmas of last year. It's about to be Christmas all over again. We don't care. But okay. Her mama came in because they felt like cha-ching, jackpots, bling, bling, bling. Okay, we want the racks, okay? Whatever. We know the judge honored the prenup. ICE detained Simon, so he's no longer in the country. Girl, good luck getting that alimony payment, okay? Because I told y'all, look, you deport me to Nigeria. If you think I'm about to pay any debts out over here, good luck. What y'all gonna do? Lock me up? What you gonna do? Good luck getting that back. You got a better chance of somebody paying off their student loans. So he did do an interview, and he did make mention that he had no like real relationship with PJ. And I ain't like that. Like, girl, Portia, don't bring no other stranger men around your child. Go be with the real love of your life, Dennis, who you probably want to be with. In my opinion, it's just my opinion, but I think it's factual. But it's just my opinion. We get a 3-part reunion. Wow, oh wow. This could have really been a 1-parter, I'm sure. But okay, we're gonna get through it anyway. If you like, join me on the ladies panel on my second channel, Shana_MCD TV, on this Wednesday, July 3rd. And I will see you guys. Don't forget to like the video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.